over here. Brooks can get the hand pass out. Yes, he can to McQualter. Off the back flank now, here comes Geary. Looking for an option. He stops, he props, hand passes in front of Garuba. The ball bounces, allowed Baird in. Can he get there? No, he trips over and lands on top of the football. Players in there. Harrison gets a hand pass to Garuba. He's in scoring distance here, Stefan Garuba. He has a shot on goal, and that's the first goal of the elimination final. Stefan Garuba from the pocket. He picked up on the loose ball there. Bad football by John Baird. Allowed Garuba in. Lodge Primary School and freeway forward in Cranbourne.
Brewer to do the kicking in for Port Melbourne. Gets the ball moving on its way now. He's a good left foot kick. Goes towards the big man Fanning. Sandwich in a pack of Scorpions. But the little men at the base of the pack for the Borough. Kotchett kicks up towards Nahas. Bounce kindly for him. Couldn't take it first shot. Gets a handball over the top of Clark to Hazel. Hazel's got space. As do his forwards. Goes in with a kick now. Oh, beautifully judged over the back of the pack. It was going in the Duke's direction. Duke's got underneath the ball and Kotchett just judged it beautifully, took it on his chest, and that's almost a set play to come in behind the leading player, and he's 20 metres out directly in front of goal, should slot the Burrows first.
Yeah, it was a great kick. He just floated over the top and just off
and puts that ball through, so Port Melbourne draw their first blood. And
can they run onto it? No, they can't. Now they do. The Scorpions nice, using the hand passes nicely through Geary. Uses Voss back to Geary, using his pace off the half-back flank again. He's been a great player in the second half of the season. That's another good kick. Finds Fergus Watts on the lead in front of Baird. He stops, he props, he's looking for Brooks. He comes out and takes the mark. Julian Rowe getting away, lucky enough to give away 50. I think a season high of about 4 or 5 goals this year for Barry Brooks. The boy from King Island goes back and doesn't make a mistake. You asked about his goal-kicking ability, and there it was, Ben on show. From here, though, Ben, he's moving the ball quickly now. He's kicked it out to the front of the goal square. Brooks gets a push there from David Fanning. It's been seen by the umpire. They've moved the ball quickly, looking for advantage there. Garuba. The ball went through for a goal, hasn't been paid. It's the Scorpions by 8 points. This infringement by Fanning could be costly. Can Michael Ricks put the Scorpions in front by 14 points? He's only 10 metres out. He should go back and kick the goal, and he squeezed it through. Well, 2 in a row to the Scorpions, and they go to 3-5-23. 14 points in front of the Borough, 1-3-9. 23 minutes gone in the first quarter. Matthew Clark to really go to work against this inexperienced ruckman. Ricks goes that time, couldn't get his hands to the ball. With Rowe, that's a hospital hand pass going nowhere. Bo Nixon can't pick it up, he jumps on top of it, and there's the siren. Siren for quarter time. The first quarter of the second elimination final, live from Casey Fields. The first time we've been here for a final in the Scorpions. Well, they've started ordinary most of the time this year. They've started well this time. First quarter score sees the Scorpions 3-5-23 in front of Port Melbourne 1-5-11. The quarter going just on 29 minutes.
Nice. Fantastic. Former Scorpion. Spoke to him earlier today.
Ball's been thrown in now inside forward 50 for Port Melbourne. No one get a clear disposal out. Kotchett there, overruns it. Geary goes in. The hand pass towards Matthews. He jumps on top of it. Look at him go, the worm. Trying to bury himself inside the ground. Kotchett jumped on top of him, and the umpire's paid. The man who spends all his time at the bottom of the packs for the Borough in Ryan McMahon. I wanted to comment before on Spriggs' effort. He couldn't even get his knee down to pick up the ball from ground level. The ball went through him like a 10-pin bowling ball. Ryan McMahon, to add some credibility back to the Borough, he stabs at it, but it has enough to go through, and that's their second. Port Melbourne, they'll go to 2-6-18. 8 points behind Casey, 3-8-26. 8 minutes gone of the second quarter. You're tuned in to Casey Radio 97.7 FM, your true home of VFL football. The kick goes forward at the front of the pack. That took some courage. Harrison went up and took a strong mark in front of Dukes. They move the ball quickly now through Penoza, back to Eddie. His kick goes backwards to Wall. Puts him under pressure. He takes it on the half volley and runs away. It's a mongrel sort of punt and turned over the centre of the field to Fanning. Moving the ball quickly now through Spriggs. Oh, Hazel's on and he'll take the mark. He could have ran on. Could have ran on there, but his weight just wasn't shifting forward towards goal. Good effort there by Tim Hazel to take the mark. Nigel Carmody late in the scene. Couldn't quite get there to force the spoil. So Hazel will line up for 2 goals in a row here for the Borough, and they can put them within 2 points. 10 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Payne, just another ineffective disposal there from Port Casey Scorpions through the midfield, and if they could pay the price.
Hazel will kick right on 15 metres out. It's a booming kick. This one, it bends back in the breeze beautifully for the Borough. That's 2 in a row for Port Melbourne. They go to 3-6-24. 2 points behind the Scorpions. 3:8:26. 10 minutes gone in this second term as Harrison comes off for Armitage.
7 FM, and it's Clark. Does some great work again in the ruck. He's been winning it all day, but at ground level, the Borough are doing better. It's Rowe, pumps a long kick inside, forward 50, towards a danger spot. Kane to Benadio, goes one way, then the other, breaks a tackle, finds a space, gets through a sea of Scorpions, looks at the open goals and puts it through from a tight angle. That's a magnificent goal.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they needed, wasn't it, the Borough? And, well, they're back right in it, and it's tight contact.
Well, they're not just back right in it, they're leading the way. 4 goals, 7:31 Port Melbourne. They've overtaken the Casey Scorpions, who were 3:8:26, 12 and a half minutes gone in this second term.
Mistaken to shift the momentum in the final. Outside forward 50 now the Scorpions. The long kick looking for Fergus Watts. Fleming's holding on to him again. Oh, this time the umpire's seen it. It's about time Biaggi give it back. The ball would stop. People are going to sleep. Biaggi trying to pick up the ball and run into the open goals. But finally the umpire's seen the free kick. Just reward for Fergus Watts, who will go back and have a shot on goal. Just think, they had to kick the goal, the ball would have gone back to the centre. They'd be in front by 18 points. It goes through for a point, quickly into the forward line. Fergus Watts has a shot on goal to put the Scorpions into a draw. 4-8 to 3-8 in favour of Port Melbourne. In comes Fergus Watts. So this time it's better. They kicked a couple of behinds this afternoon, and that's his first goal.
Marking that one, that was Panozzo, getting in front of Cochet on that occasion, and he's got Harrison loose on the outer wing. Harrison picks the ball up cleanly at halfway, kicks in, he's got a man all on his own, inside 50, spots him up beautifully, and that's Voss. Voss wastes no time, pops a kick over the top, he's got players galore. One of them is Allen, and Allen takes that mark all on his own, under no pressure, 25 metres out from goal, slight angle. Should be another goal for the Scorpions, should give them the lead regardless. The Borough have been better in this quarter for mine, but the Scorpions have stayed in touch and will go in front if he can score here. It's a shocking kick off the boot, but it wobbles through. I don't think it was touched on the line. Port players are claiming it was. Field umpire might be stepping in here. He's talking to the goal umpire, who I think was about to signal it was all clear and all through for a goal.
The ball didn't change in the trajectory. That's a goal.
And it is a goal. So the Port defenders disappointed, but that was a pretty ordinary effort on the line from the Port defenders. The kick was an absolute stinker from Jared Allen.
It actually bounced through 4 people.
And should have been touched on the goal line. Everyone too worried about their respective opponents. But luck so fortunate there for the Scorpions, who go ahead by that one goal, 5-8-38 to 4-8-32. So the Scorpions just bustling and pushing it forward for no result. From the kick in though, this will be a result. Cole Matthews chops off the kick in, runs into an open goal, and from a tight angle makes the Borough pay. Fantastic spark there from Cole Matthews for the Casey Scorpions at the 25-minute mark. Sees the Scorpions move on to 6-11-47, Port Melbourne 4-8-32.
One hand, tried to take on his opponent, got tackled, nearly caused a turnover. Nixon back to Brewer, who'll run off the half-back flank like he has done all year, being one of Port's best. He goes sideways, finds Briggs, who marks the assistant coach of the Borough. The hand pass out in front of Nahas. Here he goes. He'll take a bounce. No, he won't. He sets over a long kick looking for Pitt and Jukes. He's found Jukes.
Good grab.
One of the best contested marks in the league there, Jeremy Jukes. Out-bustled his opponent there, Panozza. He put the ball out in front of himself, Jukes. Took it on the second grab, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal. It's an important kick now for Port Melbourne. They're down by
Hazel.
15. Oh, it's actually Hazel. Oh, there you go. I'll talk about a letdown. Jukesy might be on the bench. I saw the 3 and I thought it was Jukes.
He's a good kick.
Hazel's been a little bit disappointing today. He has the one goal, one on a bounce on the full. So Hazel, gone to the forward line. Could it be a revelation? No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. That ball swung back late and gone through for a goal. Hazel has 2. And the Borough get within 9 points. It's 5-8-38 to Casey. 6-11-47 onto the Scorpions.
Yes, haven't called his name today. We'll let Beck get back to us with that one when she has a chance to check it out. But it's Robbins for the Borough in the middle of the ground, looking up for his old Scorpions teammate in Pitt. Puts the ball out in front, he was too high, he couldn't take the grab. McMahon at ground level though, mops up, his kick, looks for Kane. Kane goes in ball with the handball. They got numbers in the corridor here, do the Borough. It ends with Cochet, or does it? It does. He puts on his left boot, finds some space, spins around, and he's happy with that goal. Excellent play by the Borough. Good numbers in the centre corridor inside forward 50, always looking dangerous when they've done that, and they've done it a couple of times this quarter. So at the 29-minute mark, they move on to 6-8-44, trailing the Scorpions by 3 points, 6-11-47. What a game we've got here at Casey Fields.
A clear tap out, that time one out by the Borough. Robbins goes one way, back around the other, ran away from the Qualter and takes the bounce. Oh, he's ran too far. Under pressure, umpire, you've got to run. You don't have time to bounce. That's not 15 metres.
Very tough call there on David Robbins.
McQualter now, the free kick, the turnover. He pumps inside forward, 50 at the front of the back of the pack is Brett Voss.
Set play.
Brooks ran as a detour, coming across and taking the mark though. Brett Voss at the back of the pack. He had a couple of inches, a couple of metres on his opponent there in Chris Obst. And now, isn't this a big kick? Right on half time, 3 points the margin. Can Brett Voss make it 9? Second elimination final, first time at Casey Fields. Brett Voss will have a shot on goal from 50. Oh, he's set so, it's swinging back now. Brett Voss has kicked it. Well, that's the way the Scorpions wanted to go into half-time. Brett Voss kicks his first goal, and that is Casey's 7th. They go to 7-11-53, 9 points in front of the Borough, 6-8-44. Half-time here at Casey Fields. That quarter went for 30 minutes.
And it's been pretty disciplined too. There haven't been too many free kicks, just a couple for over the shoulder. But it's been pretty good. Clark again wins a ruck tap out. Eddie sharks it off the ground level. Needs support here. Ball in dispute. Oh, coming through McMahon for the Borough. Does beautifully. Has time for a bounce. Pushes, he kicks. Sends it in the forward direction for Dukes and takes a diving chest mark. So a good opening from the Port Melbourne side, and McMahon sets them alight through the middle of the ground.
Cameron, just before I pass on to Justin Cooper, I did mention Jeremy Dukes at half-time as a key player that could prove pivotal in this second half for Port Melbourne. Justin.
Ben Taylor and Justin Cooper doing the special comments here this afternoon.
Yeah, well, it's about time he got into it, wasn't it, Jeremy Dukes? He just needs to get some touches early and...
Good play, an important part in this second half. You're right, he sends that ball goalwards. That'll get his confidence up. The kick's a good one. And he puts it through the big stick. So 7 goals apiece. Port Melbourne move on to 7 goals, 8. Casey Scorpions, 7 goals, 11. 7-8-50.
I just saw David Pitt and Steve Harrison go at each other on the wing. Former mates. David Pitt should have known he wouldn't have went to mess with Steve Harrison. The hand pass comes now through Smith. Back to McMahon. The 1-2 beautifully played now. Out to the wing. Roble mark in front of Carmody. Now, you spent some time with Steve Harrison, and so did David Pitt. He's not one man you want to pick, is it, Cameron?
Yeah, he's a tough man himself, Pitt. He can handle himself fine, I reckon.
Oh, we're going to be a bit of a dust-up, you reckon? It's centre wing now. Spriggs run under the loose ball. Takes 2 bounces. Inside forward 50 now. David Spriggs with the throw. The ball swings around. DeBreeze. It's a goal.
Good goal.
From nothing, Port Melbourne take the lead. Moving the ball swiftly along centre wing in front of the Social Club. David Spriggs ran under a loose ball under no pressure at all. Slots home Port Melbourne's 8th. Its first goal of the day, and Port Melbourne are back in front. 8-8-56 to the Scorpions. 7-11-53. 9 minutes into the third quarter as Fergus Watts comes off.
From the bounce down. Who can take it cleanly? Carmody does. Find some space. Has Eddie, I think, it deep in the forward pocket. That's a really tough shot on goal, and he slotted it. Well, that's a super kick.
Members of the Scorpions team found Geary. The quick hand pass out now. Brooks slams it onto his foot. Luck's of fortune, isn't it? He found Voss in space. Dances around Brad. Kicks it out and forward. Can he come and takes the mark? He can. Daniel Unsworth.
That was a terrific kick from Voss and Unsworth. We've mentioned him not spending much time on the ground at all, but he's come on now, and look, that was a terrific kick on the right side for Unsworth to run into and take that mark. He should go back and kick this goal.
The kick was a favourable one, wasn't it, by Voss? Put it out in the space. Unsworth against his opponent, Matthew Smith. They're 3 points in front, the Scorpions. 21 minutes into the third quarter. Daniel Unsworth, his first kick of the game is a goal. We'll talk about having an impact. Fergus Watts comes off. Unsworth's come on, and he's already done it. First goal for the Scorpions. That's their 9th. They go to 9-13-67. 9 points in front of the Borough. 8-10-58. All right, Robbins kicks it to Baird. Setting up there, looking for what to do on the lead. Up he goes. Good work by Wall. Gets his fist of the football coming through Kane. Can't get a clear disposal out. Still at ground level. Little soccer out into space. Running onto it, moving the ball forward. There's the Scorpions. Coming through now, Fleming. The hand pass to Cotchett. They've got some space. They find Pinwell. He has a shot on goal. It's not going to have the legs. Can Pitt get to the front position? That's Hazel, and he runs in and kicks the goal. Well, Hazel out-positioned his opponent there too easily. Gone and taken a good mark against Ponoza. Hazel has 3. That's Cameron's man, and he's put the Port Melbourne team back within a chance. 22 minutes gone in the third quarter. The Borough 9-10-64 to the Scorpions. 9-13-67. the big man. He kicks it forward. Oh, Pitt couldn't use his body good enough against Wall. Lost his foot. It's now at the back of the pack, running onto it now. Kurt McLean, who'll hand pass it over to Kane. He's not watching. Boom! Strong tackle. How's the umpire going to see it? Oh, Voss was unlucky.
No prior opportunity there.
Should have had a
It was
shot.
a terrific tackle there. And look, the poor Melbourne player there should have really been looking at where he was hand.
No talk inside the forward line for Port Melbourne. I thought he had prior opportunity. He took it and took a step. A good strong tackle by Voss, not rewarded. At ground level off the pack. Kane has a shot on goal for the Borough. Well, the ball just spills out. Christopher Kane runs onto it and kicks a goal. 2 in a row to Port Melbourne. They go to 11-10-76. 9 points in front of the Scorpions. 9-13-67. Deep into the third quarter. 26 and a half minutes gone.
Yeah, Kane speaking to Phil Pearce before the start of this game. He spoke about maybe the fitness of Port Melbourne could be a problem this afternoon. But David Fanning on the wing here, the pace, electrifying pace he showed to get away from the contest on the wing over here. Didn't seem to be a problem at the moment, and Port Melbourne looking okay.
Only gone backwards. That ball's held up so long in the breeze. Hand pass now to Fleming. Oh, there's the siren. As Sam Fleming runs in towards goal kicking distance, plays away, but it doesn't matter. It's three-quarter time. It's the Borough. They've got a pretty healthy lead going into the last quarter of elimination final. Port Melbourne 11-10-76 against the Scorpions 9-13-67.
The ball, Carmody now on the end of a handball. He's got a player out wide on 50 and it's Voss. Marks on 50, good grab. Had a couple of options there. Voss with the good strong hands should go back and take a shot, although it might just be beyond him the distance. Man standing the mark is on 50.
Really have an influence, Voss, in the second half.
Well, he's a go-to man in this last quarter. He's been called upon by his coach to do something special. Bit of a breeze out there will hold this ball up. It'll drop about 5 metres out from goal. Scorpions need a big grab. Ball ground level, Biaggi! Snaps, goals, brilliant! A small forward, Biaggi, a small forward specialist who's gone back in recent times. His silky skills just shone out there, read the play beautifully, and that's exactly what the Scorpions wanted. First blood, 10-13-73, draws them back within 3 points of Port Melbourne, who are 11-10-76.
They've had plenty of lead changes this afternoon. The first final at Casey Fields could be a memorable one here for either team. Big crowd in attendance. The sun's finally gone away. Up goes Bonadea, taps it down in front of Nahas. He snaps it around the corner. Nahas! Robin Nahas! He's an electric machine running under the loose ball there, kicking the ball across the body. And Port Melbourne now go back to 9 points. It is Port Melbourne 12-10-82 in front of the Casey Scorpions 10-13-73. 3 minutes gone in the final quarter. One of those one-on-one contests where he had to go and he did well, Pearce. Up goes Clark, 3 or 4 taps at it, no clear winner there. Kotchett picks up the ball. Look at the desperation in Carmody's face as he applies a tackle. Kotchett was going nowhere, wrapped up strongly there by the Scorpions captain. The ball will be bounced right in front of the commentary position here on the half-forward flank. You can feel it in the crowd here, the intensity's there. Who's going to go home into the finals? Who's going to go home tonight? Feeling pretty sorry for themselves at the back of the pack there. Matthews got cleaned up. Spriggs runs into the open goal and kicks it. Well, when Kyle Matthews had it, he just got cleaned up there by the bigger opponent in Pitt. The ball spilled free. Spriggs ran onto it and kicked the goal.
David Spriggs, you star, son.
Anything further on that, or just love Spriggsy? No, he was good. He read that ball straight off the tap. He made a distinct effort to push off his opponent and work to the right spot. The ball ended up going there, ended up in his hands, and he finished off beautifully with a great snap kick under immense pressure from about 20 metres out. Great play by
Getting
Spriggs.
some barracking by the special comments people here, I think. Cameron this
And a little
afternoon.
bit of a gap opening up between these two sides now.
13 points. Pass backwards, Eddie. He didn't go for it. Coming through now. Geary gets the hand, Harrison gets the hand pass out now to Armitage. He's running away through the centre for the Scorpions. It could be a big turnover. The Port Melbourne defender falls over at the back of the pack now, running onto it. Coming through, getting a shot on goal. He's gone short to the man all by himself in the goal square, which is Nigel Carmody. I missed that. It was Ross who had the ball. Thank you, Cameron. The kick over the top. And he's gone and slotted it home.
And that Port Melbourne player there really should have had a shot for goal. He's passed it off to McMahon, a turnover. Casey Scorpions go up the other end of the ground and hurt them on the scoreboard.
7 points the margin. Casey 11-15-81, trailing Port Melbourne 13-10-88. 7 points the margin, 14 minutes gone. I lost that Casey Scorpions player. Good work by Brett Voss. He managed to kick the ball straight, perfectly weighted, hit Carmody on the chest, all by himself inside the goal square. Ball at ground level, Biaggi missed the kick. Goes by hands to Pearce. Pearce on the back pocket now for Port Melbourne, goes very long out towards Rowan. Pitt comes over, Should have marked it. He didn't. At ground level, Julian Rowe now. Kane's running for him. He runs away from these opponents there, Julian Rowe. Inboard finds Friggs. Now they're on Port Melbourne, breaking through the centre. 2-on-1. Cotchett at the back and marks. Well, will this be the sealer? Cotchett looking for goal. Now, you're always to be neutral and to do special comments, Justin, not to be barred from here. We have a neutral broadcast on Casey Radio. Luke Cotchett lining up from 15 metres out. This could be the sealer. He's gone and he snuck it home just. Goal number 3 for Luke Cotchett. And Port Melbourne, they go to a 14-point lead. Port Melbourne 14-12-96 to Casey Scorpions 11-16-82. 23 minutes gone in the final quarter.
He started there in the back line for Port Melbourne.
Phil Pearce, ground level.
Wow. I thought a little bit dejected sitting up in the commentary position now, Cameron.
You are a Scorpions man, Bahar, don't you, Kane? Port Melbourne win this ruck tap. Nahas ends up on the end of a Cotchett handball from the boundary line. This would just kill the Scorpions. That's a miraculous goal from Nahas. And this has got to be Port Melbourne's day, you would think, from now. They break the 100 barrier and move to a 20-point lead at the 25-minute mark. 11-16-82 the Scorpions. Port Melbourne 15-12-102. And Nahas, well, the Scorpions can't kick him from right in front. He's kicking them from the boundary line. That could signal the end of the day and the end of the year for the Casey Scorpions.
Well, it's signalled for one of these crowds to make their way out of Casey Fields, Cameron. And Justin quickly. Ground level, players pounce. Fleming can't get it out. Parker does. Gets a hand pass now to Eddie under pressure. Ducking and weaving. Can he get flip the ball? There's a shot on goal. Eddie, it's gone all the way. Oh, Voss is marked on the line. He should let it go through. Well, that's a goal. That's a positive sign for the Scorpions. Can they get back? 27 minutes gone. 14 points to margin. Well, he said just on the eve of the finals, a standalone team will never win a premiership. Well, his standalone team has a chance this year as they'll go and face Coburg next week in what will shape up as an interesting semi-final. The final score here from Casey Fields sees Port Melbourne 15-12-102, defeating the Scorpions 12-17-89. 31 minutes gone in the final quarter. And that's all she wrote for season 2007 if you're a Casey Scorpion supporter. But for the Borough, well, the march continues. The only standalone team who made the finals in season 2007. Their story continues for another week. Mates, and he's got Luke Cotchett with him now.
Look, Luke, what can I say to you, mate? Fantastic. Everyone thought you weren't going to make the finals, but let me just say to you, well done to you. And that's the first time you've ever beaten the Casey Scorpions, because they've had the war on you in recent times. But to come out with a win out here against the odds was unbelievable.
Phil, it's great to be back, mate. First couple of years in 02 to about 04, we were in the finals, mate. Last year, pretty disappointing. But I think we've got the content and the resources now to maybe make an impact in the finals. So we're really looking forward to next week.
Now, I was going to ask you, what's been a huge improvement compared to last year? Obviously, last year, pretty ordinary year. But look, this year has been a bit better. And to step up into the finals and beat your old enemy, the Casey Scorpions, was just unbelievable, mate.
That's it, mate. Well, I think the challenge for us was consistency. And we've been a little bit up and down this year. But now we've put 4 quarters together and... looks like we play next week, Phil.
Against Coburg, because they lost to Geelong today. But let me just say, I thought your leadership, along with Chris Holtz, was fantastic today. And the way you did it against an AFL lineman was just unbelievable.
Phil, thanks a lot, mate. And I look forward to seeing you next week, all right?
All right, it's good to catch up with you, Luke. And let me tell you, guys, he's a good fellow. Good sense of humour. Back to you and see, we'll get one of the Port coaches, Kane.
Now, Matthew Smith, Phil's just missed there. He's walked out with a bit of a limp, and it looks like an ankle injury there for the Borough. Celebrations down at ground level for Port Melbourne. They came here and they conquered this afternoon.
Good fan base down here. Well, pretty vocal.
Why not? They might as well come out and support the Port Melbourne Football Club. There's a distinct enigma about the Port Melbourne Football Club, isn't it? And I think that stood up today. The Borough spirit really shone. When they had their backs to the wall, they've come out and put a strong performance against the more fancy Casey Scorpions, who will go off a little bit disappointed. Good to see the boys still in arms, because they've got to be proud of their efforts to make the finals, the first time since season 2003. And the boys stand to clap Matthew Clark as he makes his way up the ground for the final time. An inspirational leader. He doesn't like the acknowledgement, but congratulations, Matthew Clark. It's been a stellar career.
That's been good. It's been a good day of football. It was an excellent match, and Port Melbourne onwards and upwards in the final series of 2007. Obviously, a little tinge of sadness for the Scorpions not making, but a good effort for them this year to get back up in the finals contention anyway, and I'm sure they'll look to build on that next year.
Look, terrific win by Port Melbourne this afternoon, and Geelong win over Coburg. Look, it's shaping up to be a terrific finish to this 2007 True Energy VFL season.
Make sure you tune in next Saturday from 9 o'clock for the VFL football show. This is Casey Radio. Kane Pollard signing off. Make sure you enjoy the rest of this Father's Day Sunday. There's still some sunshine out and about, so if you're in the local area, go out and enjoy it. We'll cross back to the Cranbourne studios now. You've tuned in to Casey Radio 97.7 FM, your true home of VFL football.